Hello. And yeah, this week I'm actually going to do what Duplin actually suggested. And it's because there's no Pokemon episode this week. So I'll be reading the comments from episode 89 because, yeah, there's a lot of them. So, yeah, let's do a dedicated episode of reading the comments. I had already recorded, like last week, like 8 to 10 days ago. I recorded me going through the video that's going to come out the day after this one of me reacting to the first whatever episode of the Ash Journey while I paint. I recorded that last week, and I will say this week has been horrific for me. It's been a very, very bad week, so I haven't done anything, and there's been a lot of technical problems, so with all electronics, everything's breaking down, fuck me, and installing new things like you have to do with the hard drive. Anyways, it's been a very annoying week, and it's taken basically the entire week just upgrading stuff, but hopefully things are going well. And I think this is the very first video I record with the new things. My new motherboard, processor, and graphics card. I think that's the only new stuff I had to get. And it's not this talk, I'll save it for my other channel when I do a drink review. Let's see. I mean, it doesn't look like I'm spiking, but who knows. So, yeah, first comment, Duplin. Maybe you should do a comment answering video this week in place of the episode, considering how many there are on last week's. That's the comment that inspired this one and made me push back the video that was going to come out today to tomorrow. Let's see. To answer why I think Spinel ended up in charge of Exceed instead of Ametheo, before they left for Lacroix, Gibeon had basically disowned Ametheo like his son, and Spinel was looking like the heir. So when they returned, I assumed that they last heard that Spinel was to take charge, and I did not think of that. And I think you're 100% right, because you can think the last thing that they thought about was the fact that, well, he got kicked out. Well, he got suspended, I think that's the last thing everyone knew, right? So yeah, I didn't think about that. So that made me like the fact that, yeah, Spinel is now in charge even more. He has taken that he used that for his advantage. So I didn't think about that. Oh yeah, that comment was by Duplin. Now, Hunter HQ295. Next season, wonder if the explorers will get megas too, like Mega, Medicham, Glalie, and Aerodactyl. At Lacroix, wonder why the explorers never thought to drill through the mountain to come underground or to get to the core. Or how does it keep a ghost Pokemon facing through or a psychic Pokemon warping in? Imagine Spinel tries something like Threatened Families. Exceed must have many connections and influence now. Imagine them putting up rewards for capturing the RVT criminals and RVT Rising Ball Tacklers. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's something that's gonna play a part. Maybe that's why we didn't see Orla, Molly, and the cook, the chef, in the 1 year later part. Maybe they're on the run, we'll see. Maybe that's why. And the fact that, Roy and Liko weren't considered full members, right? And the Exceed and Explorers are kind of okay, we can't really go after them, then people will think, right? So that we might be wrong. So yeah, that's something I didn't think about. And also the fact that, yeah, now when you mention the Explorers, the admins, they all have Pokemon that can Mega Evolve, right? When it comes to, those three that you mentioned, Onyx, So maybe that will gonna show us maybe what some new megas. Is it maybe gonna be a Mega Magnezone maybe? Or Mega Beehegem? For Spinel, because so far he's the only one out of them who doesn't have a Pokemon that could Mega Evolve. I mean, Amethio's as well. I don't think he has a Pokemon that could Mega Evolve, but I'm not counting him, unless they're kind of like a Mega Corviknight or Mega Ceruledge / Armarouge. Because is it just a coincidence that Agate has a Medicham that can Mega Evolve? Onyx has a Aerodactyl, and Sango has a Glalie. I don't think so. The fact that the Sango has a Glalie kind of tells me that was intentional to give them Mega Evolution. So I think that comment by you, Hunter, had kind of like revealed what maybe some new Mega Pokemon are going to be. I feel like we have seen on the main evil team some new Mega Evolutions. So yeah, I didn't think about that, but that's actually very cool. And then drilling into Lacqua, well, I assume it's the fact that it's unstable, dangerous, and drilling from above maybe. I don't know. I assume it was something like that, like it was unstable. I mean, obviously, the explorers were still trying to get the core and all that as safely as possible, right, for themselves, right? Even though they didn't consider the fact that, well, drilling from above like they did is not a good thing either, but, they're gonna do things, because I don't think they want the world to get destroyed, right? Let's see. Leo Lawler. YouTube deleted last week's comment because it had contained a naughty word. I said that Liko looks like a rat in your profile picture with her big ears and teeth. I don't see it, but Liko is cute. Liko cute. I like Masquerada's thighs at 2212, 429, and 1044. And I went and looked at those, and yeah, I don't know. I didn't even pay attention to that when I was watching the episode. I guess Masquerada just doesn't do it for me. But it is well drawn. Let's see. King Anthony 5885. Lucario is in every gen. He's not rare, just like Eevee. You have to get used to it. I don't know if you just have to get used to it. I don't agree with that. I understand why he has a Lucario. It's popular. Why they have Eevee everywhere and Pikachu. Like, I understand. Right? They're basically mascot Pokemon. Very popular. People love them. But, like I said, there's over 1,000 Pokemon. Does he really need to get a Lucario? And it's kind of like they had to give him a shiny Lucario, because in the previous season, Ash just had a Mega Lucario that did everything, that took up so much time. So it's kind of like, man, I would have loved for Roy to have something new. Maybe a new like a Paldean Pokemon that can Mega Evolve, or something new. It doesn't have to be a Mega, like something that we really haven't seen. Like I was gonna be a Mega Cameron, but I mean he has a Crocodile. Unless they do something with his Lucario, like I said, I hope Horizons make me like Lucario again, because I haven't really liked Lucario for a very long time. Like for example, the movie, the Mew and Lucario movie, made me love Lucario in the beginning. I was like, holy shit! And then over the years, my love for Lucario has gone down to like, oh god, too much. Especially Journeys. Journeys completely destroyed anything I loved about Lucario. So, hopefully with this, because of the fact that Roy is a bit, sound-based music, with his Crocodile dancing, singing, the same with his Kilowatt. Hopefully we get to see more of that, like that his team is a bit more like music related. I want that from Roy with all his Pokemon. Please let Kilowatt do things. Maybe if they make it so that Lucario maybe becomes like a drummer in a sense. You know, he uses Bone Club and something, you know. I hope it's not just like Ash's Lucario, but we'll see. Thunder Diamant 8651 responded to me when I said that. Yeah, it's really disappointing they gave him Lucario, honestly. Even if they're probably doing it to hype Mega Evolution before Pokemon CA comes out, there's so many other Pokemon that can Mega Evolve. But no, guess we gotta have Pikachu, Charizard, and Lucario every time. At this point, I fully expect them to give Liko or Dot an Eevee like every Pokegirl before. Yeah, like when you see that. And if they were gonna do that, they're probably gonna give it to... I think Dot would get one. But I hope that's not the case. And if they were gonna give it to Dot, she's gonna have Glaceon, because she ran into that girl with the Leafeon, you know. Was it Briar that had the Leafeon? I don't remember. No, it wasn't. It was the photographer girl. But I hope that's not the case. Like, I like Eevee. Eevee is cute. I like the evolutions, but you know, it's too much. Soar Ajit Duta 6617. Damn. You changed the profile picture. Anyway, what is your rating for the trio Timeskip design out of 10? I do out of 9 instead out of 10 because to me out of 9 just is a lot better because 5, you know, is in the middle. But to me, Liko is like an 8 out of 9. Just from that little thing that we saw. I haven't really looked up anything else. Dot was a 6 out of 9. Because it's kind of like, I actually think it's a little bit below what she already is. Well, I think Liko, I really like how Liko look, and I still like how Liko looks. And then Roy became like a 7 out of 9. Oh yeah, maybe I should have given Liko 8 out of 9, Dot 6 out of 9, and Roy 7 out of 9. With Roy getting the biggest improvement. Roy's character design I hate, but his 1 year later, his like new character design, you know, after the time skip, I really like. I think having that vest, removing the cap, which is a good thing. Because if you look at his team now, Pikachu, Lucario, Regional Bird, Firestarter, it's kind of like, man, if he had a hat as well, it's basically Ash. So hopefully gonna make him a little bit different. But purely from looks, I actually really like how Roy looks after the time skip. A Kyoke 3840. There's another poster of them with their secondary Pokemon. I haven't looked up that poster in case there's spoilers or something, but okay, that's good. Why they didn't put that at the end of the episode, who knows? But that's good at least. But I hope they let those secondary Pokemon do stuff. Hopefully they've gotten feedback. I'm sure I'm not the only one. I mean, obviously judging by the comments that I've read over this journey, like people agree with me that there's too much focus on the starters at the expense of all the other Pokemon. Like the starters, I quite like their... I do think that Quaxley have lost a lot of personality after it evolved. But that's because we haven't really seen anything of Quaxley, which is weird. Like, it gets so much screen time on battling and doing stuff. But that's pretty much all it has done. It hasn't had... And I think when you push one Pokemon on just battling all the time, it kind of like removes some of their personality because they're always in battle mode basically. While if they're sometimes on the bench watching another Pokemon, you can see a little bit how they react when seeing their fellow friend fight. You know. But that's good to know that there is actually a poster with their other secondary Pokemon. So like they're not forgotten, but maybe they should be released, right? Okay, Zen Zanome 9824. Great show. And yeah, I like Horizons so far. Now let's see. How many episodes of Horizon have I put in what I consider like good? Out of 89 episodes, I've added 48 of them to my list of like these are episodes I would like rewatch. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're like canon episodes or like a non-filler, because there are filler episodes I like and there's like non-filler that I hate. The episodes I dislike or think like, they're boring, I don't add to this. So yeah, 48 out of 89, that's over half, so over 50%. So it's doing fine. What rating have I given it so far? Like given it an 8 out of 9, which might be a bit too high so far. But man, when Horizon does good, it like really does good. So we'll see how it goes. Like when it follows the story, Horizon does great. Dupline. Things I think about the next season preview. 1. Dot should not have her eye visible when she is not serious. 2. Rico's hair looks dumb too. 3. Cap, Lucario and Crocolore will be fighting for the spotlight. Kilowattrel will get released or end up in some dusty closet somewhere. Meanwhile, Liko and Dot still only use their starters. And I'm kind of like, no, you're gonna be right. Dupline is going to be right. Oh no. I hope. Let's hope for all of our sakes that you are incorrect in your thoughts, Dupline. Let's hope so. I don't agree that Liko's hair looks dumb. I like it. Now I will be honest, I don't really remember right now how her new hair looks. But I mean, because I haven't rewatched like that since, well, the day after I recorded. So I've seen the episode twice. But I don't really remember like in detail how it looked. I mean, it looked similar enough, and I thought it looked good. How it looked, I don't remember. And the thing about Dot's eye, I think I like if they do it that she has one eye showing now. Because kind of like before the time skip, no eyes unless she's serious. Now it's gonna be one eye. Unless she's serious, then we get two eyes. So I hope that is something they do. Often, because I will be honest, I prefer Dot when we see both her eyes, rather than when it is covered. So now making it so that after time skip, one eye instead of no eyes, actually I like that. Oh yeah, and another comment by Dupline. I hope that this means ZA is coming out soon, with the mega tie-in happening now. Oh wait, they already said late 2025. This feels a bit preemptive, but alright. And I think that is because Legend CA was supposed to come out earlier, it's been pushed back. This kind of tells me that normally Pokemon Legend CA would probably come out early 2025, but it was pushed back to late 2025. The only thing we know is that it was pushed back. We don't know how long or when it was even supposed to come out to begin with. But this tells me it would have been early 2025 where it came out. Because I'm sure, they had this plan that these things are going to come out close together. I do hope that this means that the show actually shows new megas and they're not going like, oh shit. Because of the fact that ZA got pushed back, we're going to have to remove all new megas and stuff because we don't want to spoil it for the game. I hope that's not the case. I hope it isn't another case of Game Freak and the Pokemon Company fucking over the people who make the show, like they've done so many times. Even just in Horizons, you know, if you read some of the, if I remember correctly, some of the leaked things that came out, like, oh god, the bad things are always because of the game people and the Pokemon company, you know, the people not actually making the show, but telling the show, you know, you have to change this, do this. And also one of the reasons why Ash stayed, it seemed like the people making the show wanted to develop Ash, make him something, but the game people and like the Pokemon people did not want that to happen at all. That are all the comments. Hopefully the audio is good. I hope. If it's not, I'm gonna try to fix it, but I don't know why all my audio settings are the same. But when I tried to do something yesterday, just audio testing, it sounded weird, and I don't know why, because all of my settings are the same.